back up. Press up.
Are we live now?
I think we're live.
I
Sorry,
think
we're
we're
having
live.
technical difficulties. There we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition or episode of Josh Wonders Why. I'm back with Pastor Kelly in front of a nice, cozy Christmas fire that I built before she showed up just to keep us warm in the office. Although this office tends to get pretty warm, though.
It does.
I think it's more warm on Thursdays because we have Greg's equipment.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching us tonight. Tonight we'll be talking about favorite Christmas movies. So I posted on Family Friday to get what you thought or what you felt were your favorite Christmas movies, and Kelly and I will talk about our top 5 tonight. And be curious to see if you're watching us live in the comments or even afterwards. Just put in the comments what you think about our picks and what did we miss. I will at the end. I will review what people had put on Family Friday because there's a good list of movies that weren't on our list, but I think they're worth discussing because they are part of the honorable mentions. So, trying to think if I had anything else to add before we get started, but I don't think so. So let's go on and jump to the next. Let's get away from this fire for a little bit, and we'll jump to the next one. So yeah, we'll do top 5 favorite Christmas movies. So before we jump, I think we were talking beforehand. I had probably a difficult time whittling down to 5 Christmas movies than I did with songs. I don't know if you had the same issue.
It was hard. Both of them were hard.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them were hard.
I think I had an easier time ranking the Christmas songs. The Christmas movies, I don't know if I still am not settled on my ranking, but it is what it is.
I know.
Had to lock it down.
I had a hard time, and I finally just had to pick something so I could send them to you.
Yeah.
So
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So it's top number 5, and I notice also that this heading is incorrect. That's my fault for not updating all the slides. So this is not songs, it is Christmas movies. Although there probably are songs that have some of these Christmas movies. So my number 5 is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen from, was it the early to mid 90s. I really enjoy this movie. I think every time it's on TV, I'll sit down and watch it. I mean, it's a family-friendly movie, and it's got some pretty funny parts. And I like how they do the take on trying to explain some of the, how can Santa go to 800 million houses in all one night, right? And they do a good job of explaining all that stuff.
And how does he get down the chimney? Yeah.
And what if people don't have a chimney? How does that work,
exactly.
right? So it answers all that stuff. It's just fun to watch.
Now, do you like the sequels?
So I've seen all of them. I like the second one when he's looking for a Mrs. Claus. I don't know if I could say the third one, I think, is that the one with Jack Frost?
Yeah.
I don't know if I care for that one. I think I like the first 2. After that, I could care less about them.
How many are there?
I thought there were 4 maybe, but maybe there's only 3.
I don't know. If there's 4, I can't remember.
No.
Yes, there is. There's
there
a 4th one, isn't there? Oh, I don't know.
Is that the one with Jack Frost then?
No, I think that's the third one.
I know Disney Plus had a TV series that ran a couple years ago that was sort of like a follow-up to those movies.
Oh.
But yeah, I like the first 2. I like the second one was looking for Mrs. Claus, but then the third one, I don't know if I mean, it's decent, but I don't know if I care for it as much.
Yeah. Paige is hoping for Die Hard to be on one of our lists.
We were talking about that too, and we'll find out if that's on our list, and we will discuss that maybe coming up. So Santa Claus is mine. So let's jump to your number 5 list, or number 5 Christmas movie.
Okay. This is the 2018 version of The Grinch. It is an animated movie, and the Grinch is voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. And I like to listen to his voice, for one thing, but then I just think it's a really cute take on it.
Yeah.
And you find out why the Grinch's heart is so small.
Yeah.
That's what I liked.
I think so I'm aware of, I guess, 3 Grinches. There's the original Grinch from the 60s or 70s, right? Then there's the live action one that Jim Carrey was in that I don't know if I know my wife enjoys that one. I don't really enjoy that one.
I've never seen that one.
And then I think this 2018 version, I think that's my favorite Grinch as well. That almost made my list. I really think it's got a lot of funny parts. It was created by the same guys that did the Despicable Me series with the Minions and stuff. So it's got some of the same humor.
Yeah.
But I like the message in that one and some of the backstory. But
and he plays the organ.
Yeah, that's right.
That's really funny.
Okay, The Grinch 2018. Okay, let's go to my number 4. Jingle All the Way. So this is probably, I don't know if I want to say this is a guilty pleasure. It's not really the best movie out there. Never won any Academy Awards, but I guess again, if that's on TV, I'll watch it. This is another movie from like the early to mid '90s. Stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the main lead, and essentially he's trying to search for a Christmas the whatever the most popular toy is that year.
Turbo Man.
Yeah, for his son, and his wife assumed that he ordered it weeks ago, and he totally forgot. And it's just a funny movie. I enjoy watching it because I guess it's sort of like what is it? The reason I enjoy watching maybe end of the world type movies because it makes me feel better about my own life because I see him struggling the day before trying to find a Christmas toy.
Yeah,
I don't
but
struggle with that.
He was such a screw up. I mean,
Yeah.
he was so out of touch with his family.
Yeah.
And then, he gets saved because, of accidentally being in the wrong place at the right time or whatever, and so then everything's hunky-dory. But I guess it wouldn't be a Christmas movie if it wasn't.
Yeah.
If there wasn't some Christmas magic. I don't know.
No, I enjoy it.
But it is funny. Who plays the postman?
Sinbad does.
Okay, because he's hilarious.
And then Phil Hartman plays
Phil
the neighbor.
Hartman
Yeah.
is pretty funny too.
He is funny.
Yeah.
And then I think it's Tom Hanks' wife plays
Yes.
his wife.
Rita.
I
Can't
don't
think
know.
of her last name.
But that's a guilty pleasure. I'll watch that. I think it's just funny to watch with that cast of characters. It's probably not the best movie on there, but it is a pretty funny movie.
It is a good movie. I've seen it a lot with my kids.
Yeah. Okay, what's next? You probably have more classy movies than I do. Okay. What
Number four is Scrooge, and I really love A Christmas Carol. I love that story, and I like to watch all the different versions that I can, including one of the more recent ones called A Karen Christmas or something like that. Very Christmas Karen. I don't know, but it's really funny. And no offense to Karens out there, because one of my best friends is named Karen, and she's not a Karen, But anyway, that's a really good one. So Scrooge, this is the musical version, and it stars Albert Finney as Scrooge, and this probably came out in the 70s, I'm thinking.
Okay.
You can kind of tell, even though they're in period costumes, you can kind of like tell from the hairstyles and stuff. But I don't know. I just really like that. I think he's really funny in it, and it's heartwarming, and I like the music.
So it's a musical version of A Christmas Carol. I've never heard.
Yeah.
Is it based off did they go to Broadway or anything like a show, or it was just a musical for movie?
I think there is a musical version that I have seen, be acted. I don't know if I've ever gone to it, but I've seen it advertised, and I think it might be the same thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I've never heard that one. I'll have to check that one out.
That's the one I like.
Okay, number 3 for me, Christmas Vacation. So probably not the most family-friendly movie, but I do crack up every time I watch this. It's got a lot of good lines. We were quoting it before this went on, but it's just the cast of characters is hilarious, and just the overall story of one man trying to have the perfect Christmas, and then all his relatives, his in-laws, and then his mom and dad, and then his brother and sister-in-law show up. Cousin Eddie shows up, and I guess they're not brother and sister-in-law; they're cousin-in-laws.
Yeah.
Just how the cast of characters, and then got the aunt that shows up and says the blessing. But just a lot of memorable parts in that one that are hilarious to watch. Again, it's not the most family-friendly. There's a lot of maybe cruder humor, but it is a funny one that I enjoy watching.
The language is,
Yep.
not family-friendly.
Yeah.
Not kid-friendly, but
Yeah.
it is funny. It is one of my favorites. I watch it every year.
Yeah.
And I probably know all the lines. If you liked Vacation, you'll like Christmas Vacation. So I like it better than Vacation. But so Tony says he prefers Scrooged, which I also really like, with Bill Murray. And did you know Bill Murray's brothers are in that movie?
I did know one of his brothers was in that movie. It's the same brother, isn't it? One of his brothers in Christmas Vacation. He plays the boss in Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays his dad in Christmas Past.
Okay.
But then his younger brother in the movie is really his younger brother.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that one's really funny too. I like that. Is Susan wants to know, is Die Hard on list because it features Christmas stuff? Just asking for a friend. I guess so, because it happens at a Christmas party.
Yeah, that's why it happens. Yeah, it happens at Christmas time, and it happens at Christmas party. So we were talking about beforehand. There are tons of movies that take place at Christmas. Would you consider them Christmas
Yeah.
movies? Like one of them, I think, is the original Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I mean, there's a that came out at Christmas time. You know, there's a nice portion of it where it shows snow falling at Hogwarts, and then they celebrate Christmas, and it's like, is it really a Christmas movie? It didn't really progress the plot, but
Yeah, I don't know. There are others like that.
because that one too, Die Hard, did it help progress the plot? I don't know, but it takes place at Christmas. There are other ones. We said another one, The Family Stone as well.
Yeah, it takes place at Christmas. It doesn't. Christmas?
Yeah.
It's just the reason why like all the family gets together.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it's a debate.
So you can
Yeah.
vote. You can vote. You know,
If
leave
you're watching, what do you think?
leave
If
your
it's a Christmas movie or
comment,
not, right?
You know.
Die Hard, or there are other movies that may be debatable if they're
Yeah.
Christmas movies or not.
Yeah. All right.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay.
You know, it's a classic. The year that it came out is the December that it came out is the same December I was born in.
Really?
Yep.
So you're as old as the movie.
I'm as old as A Charlie Brown Christmas.
That's amazing.
Yep. Yep. So, you know, it's just, and I think it's interesting, some of the backstory, because they did the movie and then like the execs, I don't know, CBS or whatever, they watched it and they were like, oh, this is terrible. Because did I talk about this last week?
You may have brought up a
They
little
used
bit about it.
children to actually do the voices.
Yeah, you did bring
Instead
it
of
up. Yeah,
professional
yeah.
actors, and they didn't like the jazz music and all that, and they didn't want, but now it's a classic. So
It is.
and it's interesting because it's got the Christmas story in it.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think it's well done. I think it's a good one to watch.
Yeah.
And it's a short. It's funny. I watched it with my kids this year. No, I watched the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and they're like,
I
they
like
want to
that
watch
one too.
the Thanksgiving movie, right? So we watch it. It's over in 20 minutes. They're like, I thought the movie's supposed to be longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a TV special. You had commercials and
Yeah.
stuff. They made it last an hour, right?
Huh.
But that's a good one. Okay, my number 2 is Elf with Will Ferrell. I think this one's hilarious as well. I think all the ones on my list are comedies. I can't think of any that's a drama. But Elf, I think Will Ferrell does a great job of being the elf. One thing that really stands out for me is, so growing up, my grandparents lived in Connecticut. So when we would visit them, we would take every once in a while, we'd visit them on Christmas. And we go into New York City during Christmas, and just to see the displays, sort of like Chicago, but then the big tree and everything, it just brings back memories because he does the similar stuff at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So it brings back some of those emotions and memories I had growing up as a kid.
It's a really sweet movie.
Yeah.
You know, because he's so innocent.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that one a lot too. I always have to watch that one.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to pick 5.
I'll say this is the top 10. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. What do you have for number 2?
Okay, number 2, I have A Muppet Christmas Carol. I told you I like A Christmas Carol. A Muppet Christmas Carol, I just, you know, it is also a musical. And it has Muppets and humans. And I just think it's a really sweet retelling.
Yeah. Isn't it? Because Michael Caine is Scrooge, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kermit is Bob Cratchit, or
Yes.
not? Yeah. Okay. That's right.
Yeah. It just has some really cute things and, you know, some things that are probably funnier to adults. And I don't know. I just really like it.
Yeah. So you have two like you said, you have two
Yep.
Christmas Carol movies on here.
Yep.
And they're both musicals. So it must
Yeah.
sound like the key movies for you are musicals that are based off the Christmas Carol. It sounds like that's probably what. Okay, and number 1 for me is Home Alone. Now I'll be honest, I struggled with picking number 1, so I'm not sure if this is true. My favorite one, but this is one of my top 5. We'll say that. But I've enjoyed Home Alone. I guess it's just to see the inventions and the stuff he goes through to make it look like he's not home alone, and
Yeah.
the traps he sets. Just the engineer in me is just, I want to do that growing up as well. I want to make some sort of house that had all those things, and it's just fun to watch this one, and yeah, I don't know,
It is,
I really enjoy it.
But as a mother, I mean, it's a really great movie, and I like it, and I've seen it a lot.
Yeah,
As a mother, you just get a different perspective.
yeah.
You know.
The one thing that frustrates me the most about the movie is the fact that they're in Paris and she called the police to help out. The police showed up once and they left. It's like I expected more from them to like
Yeah.
be more active and trying to make sure the kid was okay, but they sort
Yeah.
of just brushed it off as whatever.
Yeah. Also, you call the police and you say my child is home alone,
Yeah.
and they're gonna call CPS.
Well, what's funny too is they say like the police officer shows up, knocks, rings the doorbell, no one answers, and he calls back to the office or whatever. Yeah, no one's home. They're not answering the door. But a parent
Yeah.
would know. Well, they're probably scared and they're hiding. I mean, maybe you should investigate
Exactly.
more. But
Yeah.
anyway, besides that, I still enjoy watching it.
Yeah. It is fun to see all the stuff that he comes up with.
Yeah.
All right, my number one, and again, I'm not sure this is number one, but it is in my top 5, A Christmas Story.
Okay.
And I was a little late getting to this movie because it had been out for a while and I didn't know about it, and friends told me about it, like, you got to watch this. And yeah, it is a great movie. And year before last, Tony and I went on vacation, and one of the places we were just like traveling out east, and one of the places we stopped was in Ohio at the Christmas Story house.
Yeah, we went there a couple years ago as well. We were passing through outside of Cleveland, and we stopped through.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was fun to go through there, and
It was smaller than I expected.
Yes.
Like the rooms were like they go in there. The rooms are really small, but I guess it's just amazing what they can do with
Yeah.
the camera to make it look like a
I know.
huge
I'm
house.
like, how did cameras even get in here?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
so small. There's a picture of me on Facebook in the cabinet where
where he with the younger kid, the
Yeah.
younger brother was sad because
they told us we could get in there, so I did.
you should post that on the Facebook group if you find it,
Okay.
if it exists still.
It does. It's because I put it on Facebook. Yeah, so that was fun, and you can pick up the phone in the hallway that she called the mom on, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. And
That's a good one too.
yeah.
I enjoy that A Christmas Story. That's probably that could have been my top 5 list easily as well.
And it's just kind of, or it's nostalgic in a way, even though it's before I was born.
Yeah,
I don't know when it's like the 40s, maybe.
I think so. That's where maybe.
I don't know. I'm always looking at the kitchen, and they're going, what year are these appliances? Even so, it's very nostalgic. The window displays. I remember that, and downtown, and the big Christmas bulb lights on the tree, and
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's a good one too. I can't complain. So, what do y'all think about this list? I'm sure we missed a bunch. I know from the Finally Friday posting, I'll just read some of those. Maybe we can discuss some of these. So we had some good movies that were brought up on the Finally Friday. The one that was the most popular, people put down A Charlie Brown Christmas, which they agree
Yeah.
with you. There are a couple that also said Christmas Vacation, and then Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life was another
Yeah.
one that made the top
I
list.
don't really care for that one.
Why not?
I don't know. It's very long, for one thing.
I've
Isn't it?
honestly never seen the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces.
I've seen it once or twice, but yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. Well, that's too bad. The other ones were Home Alone, White Christmas. We talked about White Christmas last week because that was one of your favorite songs, right?
Uh-huh.
And apparently he sang that song in more than one movie too, right? There
Yeah,
was the-
Holiday Inn.
Holiday
it was
Inn.
written
So-
for Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn is also on this list. Okay, that's why it sounded familiar. Scrooge is on this list as well. I think actually these are your honorable mentions. You had Scrooged. You had Christmas with the Cranks, which that is a good movie as well.
Yeah.
I could watch that. That's got a
My
good
mom
story.
and I just watched that yesterday.
It's really good. It's got a really good ending where they help out the older couple in the neighborhood and surprise them.
Yeah.
I enjoy that part.
Yeah.
Garfield Christmas, I forgot about that, but I do enjoy that movie as
I
well.
like that
That's a good one. and then someone like the original Grinch, and then Elf was also on the list. So
Yeah. I like the original Grinch too.
all good movies.
I can pretty much recite that one too, I think. I don't know.
The original
You know,
Grinch?
some of these, well, yeah, like I grew up watching A Charlie Brown Christmas and Rudolph and Frosty.
Yeah.
And then all of my kids watched those.
Yeah.
And I remember my oldest son would watch Frosty any time of year over and over and over until I thought I would lose my mind. But yeah, so very nostalgic. And A Garfield Christmas, you know, my kids watched that when they were little, and who knew the Garfield had a Christmas special. But
Yeah,
it's very sweet too,
Yeah.
with Grandma. Love the character of Grandma.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, I
Yeah.
enjoy that one as well.
When she kicks the boy off John's brother off the piano. Let old Granny have a whack at that. At the piano, and better not touch that till those keys cool down. Just love Grandma.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's our top 5. Although,
I know, Paige, it's too many to pick from.
Yeah, it's tough because I think there's a lot of good Christmas movies out there, and I think my whole list, I think I had a list of probably 10 or 15. It was a struggle to just dwindle down to 5. But yeah, I think we probably put them in easier to say our top 10 least favorite Christmas movies. We could have done that probably.
We
That
could
would
have
be an
done
easier
that.
list, but
Yeah,
maybe that's for next year. We'll do that.
we could have.
We'll
There are a
do
lot
our
of
list
bad
later.
Christmas movies.
Which one? Like, can you think of one off the top of your head?
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Oh, that's a cartoon.
That's a
right.
cartoon
I don't know
one,
if I
yeah.
count that as okay.
Well, but I don't like that song either, so
Yeah.
I never saw the movie because I don't like the song. But yeah, there are bad Christmas movies.
There's a claymation of the Little Drum Boy. I probably put that on my list because I don't like that song. So I
Right.
just don't like the movie.
Yeah. I remember that one from my childhood too, and that was not a favorite.
Yeah.
But you know. Yeah. So what exists? I missed. Susan said it exists. I saw it, and Tony said it does exist. I took it, and I don't know what we were talking about.
Your picture? The picture maybe of you being in the
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
So some people have seen it.
Yes.
So maybe Tony will post it.
Well, I'll post it. It's in my photos, so
Yeah.
not a problem.
But yeah, I think there are a lot of good Christmas movies. I think I also enjoy, my guilty pleasure is to just turn on the Hallmark Channel and watch the Hallmark original movies, even though they're all campy and they have basically the same plot. It's just different cast of characters.
I don't
but
like Hallmark movies. I'm sorry for
I'm
those
sorry.
of you who.
Well, that's me. You can apologize to me. Just
yes,
apologize
I'm
to my face.
sorry.
That's fine.
I just don't like Hallmark movies.
Have you watched? Hallmark movies in general, or Hallmark Christmas movies? Because there's a difference. Have you watched a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I have watched several Hallmark Christmas movies, and it's just boring knowing in the first 5 minutes what's going to happen at the end.
It's something you can put on easily while you're doing something around the house. You just have it on the background and you just watch it. And I guess the funny thing is, you walk away, you come back 15 minutes later, you know it's still
what's
happening. It's the
happening.
same plot, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It is one of my guilty pleasures watching those movies. The one on here that I don't think, I was talking to my wife about this. There's another one that I didn't think of. What are your thoughts on, have you seen the movie Love Actually?
I have not.
Okay.
That's
that
one of
takes place around
those
Christmas.
that's Christmas, but it's not about Christmas.
Well, no, I think Christmas is part of the plot.
Okay.
It's part of, yeah. It's got a huge cast of characters
Yeah.
from, some people that were in Harry Potter, like Alan Rickman's in it.
Do you like it?
I enjoy watching it. I know that's a mix. There's mixed, there's
Yeah.
debate about that one too. Some people think it's too campy or,
Yeah,
Or-
well, A Very Karen Christmas is pretty campy. So
But I just
I'm
remember
okay with that.
I just remember one of the premises, one of the families, at the end they go to, there's a school, they do a school play for the nativity, or school play for the nativity, right? But there's way too many kids, so this certain family's daughter, she is the lobster. Like, I don't remember a lobster being at the nativity, but she had to get a lobster costume. But it's just pretty funny that I do enjoy watching that one. It's interesting.
Well, there's a book called The Worst Christmas Pageant Ever.
Yes, yes.
And they just
I
made it
read
into a movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the movie either.
But I don't know if it came out this year. I think it came out this year.
I don't know.
So
Yeah.
I've seen it performed on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a great book.
It is. It's really I like the book.
It's a good
that
show.
one.
So and actually there's an older version that I may have watched, an older movie version. But I know they just made a new one. So you'll have to.
Okay, apparently Paige doesn't like Hallmark movies either.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm in the minority, but that's fine. I'll
That's
stick with
okay.
it.
No, you're not in the minority. A lot of people like them. You know, no. I'd rather see a good Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, if you're watching this after we went live, if there's any of the movies we missed, if you didn't have a chance to chime in on Finally Friday and there's a movie that you really like that wasn't on our list that we didn't mention, put in the comments. I'm curious because I'm sure I would love that movie as well.
You know what I just thought of?
What?
I'm complaining because Hallmark movies is the same plot.
Yeah.
But I like A Christmas Carol, which is
no.
the same plot. Okay. Just thought I would admit that before somebody points it out.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about that, but I could have used that against
you could have.
Oh,
yeah. They always turn out the same. Tiny Tim always lives.
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun discussion. Appreciate everybody watching and chiming in the comments. I guess looking forward to the rest of this week. We'll be back live on Thursday night for another Digging Deep. We're going to be week 2 of our Advent study. So
Yep,
last
I
week,
posted that on Sunday.
Yeah.
The scriptures to read and questions to ponder.
Yeah, so if you want to do some homework beforehand, read the scriptures and ponder those questions. We'll be discussing them live on Thursday at 7 p.m. and Greg will be back here for another song. And then next Monday on Josh Wonders Why, we're going to take a break from these top 5 lists because I got to challenge Kelly at least once this month. We'll be talking about Jesus' birth. Was it really an immaculate conception? And how we interpret what his birth means and the significance of, was it really immaculate or there's something else going on that they just didn't mention in the Bible?
Yes, that'll be a good conversation. And then I can also talk about the things that people assume are in the story that really aren't in the Bible. And
okay.
Because every year I remind you that there was no donkey mentioned, so that upset you.
I still don't believe you.
That upset you the first time I told you. So
That's
yeah,
good.
that'll
we
be
thought about that.
yeah.
Maybe the misunderstandings of the Christmas story. So we'll be back next Monday at Josh Wonders Why to talk about that. And if you have any other questions about the Christmas story, the actual one in the Bible, not the one right here, chime in then.
Although I can answer questions about this one too.
There you go. Talk about that as well. But we'll be back next Monday for that. And then this Thursday, like I said, we'll be back for our Advent study. So tune in live to be part of the conversation then. So until next time, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you later.
Merry Christmas.